and welcome to the Chronic Corner. I'm Lauren, and this episode is all about Lyme disease. Now, you might be wondering, well, why is an organization that specializes in dysautonomia making a video about Lyme? But actually, the two are very commonly comorbidities. They are frequently diagnosed together. A lot of people who end up having Lyme disease develop dysautonomia. So we wanted to make a quick video to kind of go over the basics of what it is, the symptoms, and how it's commonly treated. So first of all, what is Lyme? Lyme disease is a bacterial infection primarily transmitted by deer ticks. And on the West Coast, it can be transmitted by black-legged ticks. Now, don't worry, just because you have a tick on you or got bit by a tick does not mean necessarily that you're going to get Lyme disease. Ticks can carry tons of different infections, not just Lyme. And you actually can, if you still have the tick on you, you can actually have it tested to see if it comes back positive with Lyme disease, which is pretty nice. At least put your mind at ease and know what you're dealing with. So there are kind of two types of Lyme disease. The first is early Lyme, and this is where you experience flu-like symptoms for a short period of time, and more than likely your symptoms go away in the long run, like they don't last that long. And then there's kind of a more long-term chronic version of Lyme, which actually has a few different names. So that is chronic Lyme, post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome, Lyme plus, and Lyme disease complex. And there's a lot of different names for it. There are constantly new ones coming out, but these are by far the most popular, at least right now. And symptoms, more than likely you have heard of the bullseye rash. That is the most stereotypical symptom, but a lot of Lyme disease patients never have that reaction. So just because you didn't have a bullseye rash, but you have all the other symptoms, doesn't mean that you don't have Lyme. You could still have Lyme disease. So a few of the other common key symptoms are Bell's palsy. Like I said, with early Lyme, flu-like symptoms, fever, sweats, chills. And then some other chronic Lyme symptoms are fatigue, cognitive impairment, joint pain, poor sleep, mood problems, muscle pain, neurological presentations, and psychiatric manifestations. And just because, say, you got bit in your leg doesn't mean you're only going to have symptoms in your leg, that it can spread to anywhere in your body, which is why it's so important to get everything checked out and see a physician as soon as possible. Because if you do think you have Lyme disease, the sooner you can catch it, by far the better. More than likely, your doctor is going to treat it with antibiotics, which doesn't always help for everyone. A lot of people seek out alternative treatments, especially with chronic Lyme. Just like dysautonomia, sometimes traditional medicine isn't the best route or isn't the most helpful for your experience individually. Testing is also challenging because it's common to have false negatives, so that's a little controversial as well. But if you have Lyme disease or Lyme disease and dysautonomia, we would love to hear from you in the comments below what your symptoms are and what your experience has been like. And for all things dysautonomia and more, visit Dinet.org. Thank you so much for watching.